You missed it. Think you missed it. Are we live? We're live now. Do it now. No, don't do it. Damn it, she did it. Good morning, everybody. We are in a F it all mood.
A little bit. But not in a terribly bad way. Not in like, oh, I'm really pissed off. I was just saying that I was really
rebelliously F it all.
A little bit. Just jealous that, that England can have car boot sales, and for some bizarre reason, a lot of the car boot sales around here are going, oh, we're not allowed to open up. And it's like, but you are, though.
You are. Honest, you are.
Why?
I've got an echo, haven't I?
Have you? I can't hear an echo.
Maybe not.
No.
People in the chat, any problems with the sound?
You sound banging to me.
Shall I say some hellos in the chat?
No.
All right, let's ignore them. No, I'm gonna say hello to the nice people.
Okay.
And all the others as well.
And yeah.
Good morning, Nigel and Charlie, Rachel B, Jane Ryan, Earthling, Tasty's in. Good morning, Rebecca and Gina, Chris, Jewel, Di Sullivan. Good morning, Laurel D, MT Mastermind X. Good morning, Jason. Good morning, Fauna and Anne, who says, how are we? We're good. Good morning, Elaine. What? There's me thumb. Good morning, Elaine. It's gone. Where is it? Elaine and the Veranda Files, who says, am I insane because I actually set my alarm so I won't miss the live? It's 5:20 a.m. here. Yes, you are insane. Go to bed. Okay, people are saying no problem with the sound. So that was obviously just a minor blip my end. And Gilly and Claire James and Jackie Funstuff. And that's everybody. Well, just the 51 people watching and just the 12 people in the chat then. Kelly's going back to bed. She's been car boot. Anything good, Kel? Amanda and handmade by oh God, hang on. Handmade. Oh, I can't do it. Louise Benfieldson. Louisiana. And Babs at the Attic. Good morning, everybody. Yeah. Look, she's going, and me. I was getting to you. I was just working on your pronunciation, Bab. Morning, Rob Cross. Oh, something's itching me up inside my sleeve.
Is it a spider?
There's something in here with me. Hello. And morning, Rachel Maitland. And morning, Lainey.
Good morning. Good morning.
Do. Good morning to you.
Lainey made me stay up way past my bedtime last night.
Did she?
Well, I was chatting on her channel.
Oh, are you? I don't see anything that happens after 6 p.m. and I don't see much that happens before that.
And thing is, when you like, Lainey's like, oh, do you want to come on for a look? Yeah, so yeah. And you think like, oh, I'll pop on for like 20 minutes, half an hour. Like 3 hours later, it's like, oh God, I was only going to pop on for and say hello, and that was it. Like, no.
Good morning, Fandria, who says she's at work again to keep the noise down.
Sorry.
Good morning, Caroline. Kelly says slim pickings. Good morning, Tanya from Malta, and yeah, Lainey's like, yeah, because I forced you and everything.
She did. She's
a bad influence.
Well, it's not that. She's got pictures of me in compromising positions.
We've all got those.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no, they're not secret.
Yeah.
Funny, talking about bad influences, Caroline's just sent me a message that I don't know where my phone is. But it says, fish and chips. Yeah, Caroline's in. Fish and chips. Here it is. Fish and chips are the friend. Hang on. It made me laugh. Fish and chips are the sort of friend who is a bad influence, but you want to hang out with anyway because they're great fun. Yeah. And I was going to reply with something like, yeah, and salads like that dozy cousin that your mum makes you be friends with, but you don't want to know.
Yeah, that you're kind of forced to sort of hang out.
Or the next door neighbour's kid that you have to be friends with because your mums are friends. Yeah, that's salad. Yeah. What is itching inside my sleeve? Just my arm. Good morning, Mandy and Lynn and Jack. I am having a nice weekend. I've been to 2 car boot sales and got almost nothing at both of them, but it's been a nice weekend regardless. I bought sparkly stuff infused by Lexx. Not infused. Influenza'd by Lexx. I bought sparkly stuff yesterday, didn't I? But that's in the waffle, so you can't see that. But you can see what I bought today, and that'll take all of 7 seconds.
Oh, well, let's drag it out a bit. Let's not do it just yet then, because,
Should we do one bit at a time?
Okay.
Well, I got 4 of these, so here's one.
No, I want you to show us all 4, because,
No, I'm dragging it out a bit. There's one, and then there's 3 more later.
Oh, right, I see. It's very yellow. That's nice. Is it for you to use or to sell?
Yes, these are for my last few remaining cavities.
Oh, nice. Yellow.
Hello. 4 for £2.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
I don't know how much they are normally, but that sounds like a good deal.
In the actual Ikea, they are, I think they're £3 to £4 each, depending on which pattern you have now.
Mm-hmm.
I think they used to be £2, 2 something each. I think they went up. Not 100% sure, but yeah, 3 to 4 depending on which pattern you have. And the problem with something just buzzed past my head really loudly.
It was the thing that was in your sleeve.
Maybe. The problem with going to Ikea to buy four £2 things is that while you're there, you spend another.
I was going to say, because you don't just buy
£87. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, you go, I really need a new wardrobe while I'm here. And
a bed and all these kitchen things and
something called Struble and
and a Harkeflarg. Must get a new Harkeflarg. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And some Zoomy flats because they're really good. Yeah.
Morning, Heather. I'm sure somebody else came in and maybe they ran back out again that I didn't see. But if I missed you, hi, good morning. Morning, Jackie, West Sussex.
Meat.
Caroline says they sell on eBay for £16 each.
Well, then you're not.
Suddenly, I'm not keeping those.
That ends up being your best buy of the day.
I'll go me backwards with a broomstick. They've got a couple of grubby marks on, but even so. Anyway, there's another one of those. Like I told you I was going to drag it out. I've got 4 altogether, so look forward to 2 more later in the show.
Oh, can't wait. Edge of seat here. Edge of seat.
I want a fetch cake, Josh. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And meatballs, yeah.
Meatballs are good, mind.
Josh, how much did you spend this morning in the end? Did you work it out? Oh, there it is. It is the reselling fly. Go away.
Oh, the bugger. Like dinosaur T-Rex.
What do T-Rexes do if something flies in their face?
Well, no, that's how come they came extinct. Because they couldn't fight off the things.
Couldn't fight off the flies. Jack says, what is a fedjka? Jack obviously is not a Stacey Solomon fan. A fedjka is a fake plant from IKEA, and obviously with the fact that IKEA give their stuff all names, there is a fake plant called a fedjka, and now Stacey calls all fake plants fedjkas.
It's a fedjka plant.
You spent £12.50, Josh. Bloody hell. Mind you, I probably did as well, actually.
No, it said £12.50 more than you think. So do we think that we spent £3 and he's actually spent like £15.50?
Maybe. We did fill a bag between us, so that cost us £2 each.
Ooh.
It nearly cost me a £5 though. So we paid £4 for the filler bag, and I paid it. Right? Uh-huh. And when we got back to the car, I said to Josh, do you just want to go halves on it? And he went, well, I should pay more because I put more in. And I was like, no, it's fine. We'll just go halves on it. And he was like, all right, just give me £1 then. I looked at him, I was like, I paid. He's like, oh, shit. So nearly I paid for the whole filler bag and gave Josh £1 for the privilege.
Those Corys. I don't know.
This is why the rich are rich and the poor get poorer.
I'll just have that little bit more.
He did realise what I said. Yeah. I spent 15 this morning.
And how much for the yellow cubes? Let's run past them again because I missed them the first
time. The same 2, or would you like to see the other 2?
No, you know, your choice.
Well, there's this one, and it's twin sister this one.
Oh, and yes, nice.
And I got 4 for £2. So, like I said, there'll be 2 more coming up later in the show.
So technically, like 50p each.
50p per cube, yeah.
That's and considering how many sides there are on them, because I believe that there's 5 sides. Is that right? Not including the inside.
Well, there's 6 sides, even including the because you get a spare base kind of panel. So I think they're extraordinary. You know, you've got this side and this side.
Yeah.
Seriously, people tuning out in droves. This side being 4, then you've got this bit being 5, but then of course you've got your bonus bit, which is the flap that makes it all rigid, because you've got to have rigid flaps, which is this bit.
But it's still it's not a top though, is it?
Strictly speaking, it's a 6-sided cube with 5 sides.
Yes. So it's like 10 pence a side, but one of them is like you get an extra one for free.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
That's good. That's I like. Yeah.
J-Lo says she got the jewellery yesterday and it's lovely, thanks.
Oh, fab, yay. Good, she bought some jewellery off me, yeah.
And Anne says, a bit random, do any of you suffer from migraine? I do experience migraines, although not as frequent as I used to, Anne. Is there a specific question that one of us might be able to answer?
I've only ever had one proper migraine, and my God, like, I mean, and I couldn't read anything, and typically it was the day that my mum was taking me to like buy some school uniform, and she thought that I just didn't want to go and buy school uniform because that does suck, and I was like, no, really, like I'm quite ill. So she takes me like on the bus, and we go to Marks and Spencer's at Culverhouse Cross, and I throw up on the bus, and I was like, see, I'm not faking it.
Told you I was ill. On record, Rack and Nadine. Yeah, I get spatial non-awareness or whatever, so I can be absolutely sure that I'm walking through a doorway and walk smack into the frame because my vision shifts. I get a black area that comes across one eye and gradually moves across until I've got no vision in that eye, and then gradually continues moving until it's gone. So that was really fucking scary the first time. I was like, I'm going blind. That was really, really frightening. And just I said, touch wood, not as frequent as I used to. But I wanted to know what Anne Pennicott wanted to know about it, if there was a specific. I also got this.
Oh, that's like the ones that you bought just now.
Yeah, similar. Yeah, very similar. Yeah.
Was it the same price as the other ones?
It was. It was part of the same deal. Yeah.
Ah, that's good. So from the same person.
Yeah, and has the same number of sides.
Oh, okay. So there's no like variety.
They're almost indistinguishable from each other, apart from the fact that the dirty marks on this one are a slightly different location to the dirty marks in the other one.
Oh, okay.
Ka-ching. Yesterday, my sales were so dire that we might starve to death. I sold 2 things yesterday, and one of them was for £5.
I sold an expensive thing yesterday that is a boomerang item and has come back to me twice.
We've all got everything crossed for you. I've got my knees, my toes, everything's crossed.
Both times it's come back for like, it's not as big as I thought it would be. It's like, it's a bracelet. How big do you want?
She's got a monstrous arm. Like, what's that superhero that's got one massive arm?
Oh, like Hellboy.
Yeah. Yeah, perhaps that's the arm she wanted it for.
But it is like everything, it's that typical, like, all the measurements are in there because it's gold. The weight is in there. Like, what
could I have done?
What are you expecting?
Basically, that's buyer's remorse, isn't it? There's nothing wrong with the bracelet, but oh my God, I can't believe I spent £300 on this. I've been a bit silly.
Yeah. Probably. Mm.
Josh says, if I want some filler, I can tell him about the fight we watched at lunch yesterday.
Ooh.
It wasn't quite a fight, which is just as well, because Josh was screwed.
In the Pantel region?
We went to the car boot sale, and then we went and got a Subway salad, and we bought the Subway salad in in one of the inner city areas that isn't particularly pleasant to sit and look at, right on the side of the main road. So we thought we would drive somewhere a little bit more pleasant to sit and eat our salad and whatever. I had a salad, he had a foot long. Josh can take a foot long, apparently.
That's what everyone says.
That's what it says on the back of the toilet door. And so we drove up to Ashton Court and just went in the car park there, surrounded by a bit of green stuff. That'd be nice. We thought we'd be surrounded by greenery. Well, just after we stopped, so I'm sitting in the driving seat, and in front of me is another row of parked cars. So you know what I mean. So you've pulled in like that,
Mm-hmm.
And a guy pulls into the space there, like sort of next one along, but facing us. And as he's getting out of his car, a massive black Range Rover kind of pulls up behind, and this guy gets out and he goes, I followed you from Salford. Look what you've done to my effing Range Rover. I've got my wife and kid in the fucking car. I don't know why I put effing once and then fucking the next time. But and Josh's like, ooh. And I was like, ooh. Josh like, I do like it. And this guy went, what's the problem? And he was like, you've put a massive scratch on it. And he was like, you're not going anywhere. And the guy was trying to say to him, I'm just going to go and meet or get. Or, you're staying right here. The police are on their way. Blah, 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 blah. And he's proper. Yeah. And I was like, out the car window, you know. Josh's like, Josh doesn't like it. I was like, we're not involved, Josh. We're going to sit in the car and just watch. He's like, no, I don't like it. I don't like it. It went on for a while, but it didn't go anywhere in the end. It all sort of calmed down, and we were like, no, there's not going to be any bloodshed after all, which Josh was pleased about, and I was disappointed.
Aww.
It was a rubbish episode of EastEnders.
Oh, I don't know.
Saltford, Lainey, not Salford. Salford's a very long way. Saltford is just outside Bath.
I say that's quite extreme. Like following him from Manchester. Like, please, like, calm down.
Saltford, just outside Bath. It was a big scratch. He'd done it with his wing mirror, apparently. Yeah.
Oh,
And you can see it's a brand new Range Rover, and he's got a newborn baby in the car. He's a young guy, and he was obviously not frightened. At one point, he's muscling up to this bloke, and his missus gets out of the car, and she's holding the baby. Get out of that fucking car with my kid! And she's like, ooh. And I was like, ooh.
Wow.
Josh, and then Josh was like, why did he tell the bloke to get in the car? I was like, he didn't. That was his missus. He was like, oh, I didn't see that bit.
God.
So much for our lovely green view while we were like,
you did like when you start
literally, that was me, and Josh is there with his foot long, looking scared.
Oh, bless.
Oh dear. Handmade by Louisiana's got us on the big telly.
Oh, big telly. I think Anne said about
oh, did I miss it? Sorry, let me go back up.
Yeah.
I'm Penny got, my GP says I've got medication overuse heads. I have to take prescribed meds every day for migraine, but mustn't take rizatriptan or paracetamol until I'm out of this vicious circle of overuse. That's difficult, isn't it?
That is difficult.
Using the stuff that gets rid of the headaches is giving you headaches. Fucking hell.
Reminds me of an episode of House that was
little things that I recommend that may help or may not. So one of the things I do is I prop myself up in bed with a very cold can of Coke straight out the fridge on the nape of my neck, and I sit like that and that because you've got pain inhibitors at the top of your spine, so that helps to have something. But you could do it with an ice pack, but I find a can being rounded is a very comfortable shape to put in there and just rest back on the pillow, so that might help. Something else I've got is one of these cooling gel masks, which that just came in something free, and those are brilliant. So that just goes on your eyes, and that sort of something helps. Obviously, I'm sure you know all the things to avoid when you've got a migraine. Avoid cheese, avoid chocolate, avoid stimulants. Dogs are bad. I can't tell you a magic cure for a migraine. If I could, I'd be worth millions, wouldn't I? And
other things that I've heard, get that bit pierced.
Yeah, that's supposed to help. And also here you've got an acupressure point there. Yeah. So if you massage that,
and CBD oil. Try CBD oil, like drops under your tongue and stuff. They not cure, but they help with a heck of a lot of things.
Disclaimer, neither Lexx or I have any medical qualifications. We're only telling you things that have helped for us.
Professor Lexx, fantastic.
Yeah, but I thought that was more of an academic title rather than medical one.
It's an honorary one. But
we're only telling you things that have worked for us.
But no, my mate Laura, she used to have migraines all of the time, and she got that bit pierced. And now it's on the very, very rare occasion that she gets them.
Yeah.
Nowhere near as severe as she used to. Bizarre, isn't it?
I mean, I don't know what age range Anne is, but I've noticed that mine are lessened as I've got older. I suffered with them really, really, really badly during the height of my fertility, I suppose. At the time when I was most hormonal fertility-wise was when I was also most migraine-y. So, yeah.
There we go.
I think Chris Tyler might be recommending trepanning, which is when you drill into the skull. I'm not sure.
Or leeches.
Do not, children at home, do never drill into your skull. Never. This was not a piece of advice. Do not drill into your skull, ever. Or encourage anybody else to drill into their skulls or your skull. No drills, no skulls. Oh dear,
And
Anne said
that's
69 was
mummy
the
bit.
worst.
Oh no, I used to get a lot of headaches when I ate sugar and when I ate carbs and things. And then for a couple of days after, like say if you go cold turkey from sugar, then you get a massive headache,
Yeah, you do get a withdrawal head, yeah.
proper withdrawal. But then don't get any headaches after that. You probably found that as well, didn't you, from like eating less sugar and things?
Yeah. Night's Life says, I have terrible migraines. Hi, Richard. Terrible migraines due to having meningitis when I was younger, a fracture in my skull a couple of times, and now I think because of my bad eyes too. That's another thing, Anne. I know it sounds like a very straightforward thing, but, you know, have an eye test and make sure that your eyes haven't changed and, you know. Oh, there we go. Chris Tyler says, during the late 1800s through the early 1900s, physicians administered pelvic massages involving clitoral stimulation by early electronic vibrators as treatments for what was called female hysteria. Well, it doesn't sound like the worst kind of treatment to go under.
There is a film, I think it's called Hysteria, actually. I mean, there's many films about that. But there is a film.
Don't get me wrong. I understand that would be the worst kind of treatment to go under if you weren't willing. I get that. I'm not diminishing the fact that that's intrusive. I was just being facetious. Sorry, Lex.
There's a film with what's her face? That's pretty, and she's in Pirates of the Caribbean. What's her name?
Keira Thingamy.
Keira Knightley. Yes, there is a film about that with Keira Knightley in it. There you go. And also, yes, as Nadine says, nothing like a good wank.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
But actually, a good wank cure headache.
Triggers. Sorry. Talking over top.
A wank does cure headache because it releases endorphins, which is a natural painkiller. Also,
a wank a day keeps your urge to meet a man away, which is always a good thing.
Which is definitely a headache.
Yeah. She says her triggers on Friday were perfume and bright sunlight. Yeah, bright sunlight will do it every time. And there was a certain perfume that would give. My friend used to have it, and I don't even know what it was now, but it would give me like an instant headache. She'd get in the car, and I'd be like, "Please get out of the car and go and have a wash, or drive yourself, or something," because I can't sit in a car. I'm like, ow, 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 ow.
Yeah.
Morning, Shandy. Finally caught the live and been to the first boot this morning. Nice.
Hey.
Do you want to see another thing that I got? Oh, one of these.
Oh, I like that one. That one's slightly different, surely.
Well, this one's slightly bowed out at the sides, which gives it a more curved aspect, and I think you can. It's very pleasing. Although it has less dirty marks on it than the others, so
yeah, that's definitely the difference.
I genuinely don't know whether to keep them now or sell them. If they're 16 quid each, it seems silly to keep them. But I was really pleased to have got them from McGavity's.
Well, keep them until you find some more, and then sell those.
Yeah, by which time they'll have appreciated in value and be £18 each.
Exactly.
Morning, Joan. Dawn says evening. I forget where Dawn Cherie Paul is, but she's somewhere. She's on the other side. Oh, and Josh got a new toy for Barney in the filler bag, and apparently Barney loves it. I said he would, didn't I say? Barney will love that, I said. That's my exact words. Barney will love that.
Barney.
What makes me laugh is Josh stands there trying to decide whether to get it. It's fill a bag, mate. You're not deciding whether to pay for this. It's practically free. Nadine says, I used to work in Moy Park and they done seasoned spatchcock chicken during the summer. The sauce they used on that used to trigger migraines. Yeah. Opium, that's the one, Serena. Opium is the one my friend used to wear that used to give me a migraine.
Oh.
Stall, you haven't missed any mugs or comforters. However, you have missed 4 of these, which have been delivered in installments. I can start again. Do you want to see what else I got? It won't take long.
Go on, then.
These are the other buy of the day.
Yeah, no idea, sorry.
Anyone in the chat? Any ideas?
They're from Habitat. John Lewis.
Hang on, we get the right way up.
Port Myrian. Is it Port Myrian?
It is, yeah. Bear with. Share screen. Share screen.
Million
tab.
£20 each.
You got that now? Is that showing?
Yes, £22. Nice.
Each one.
Well done.
I paid £1 for the two.
Well done. Very nice.
Am I back or am I still sharing a screen?
You are back.
Okay. So yeah, they were very nice pickup, 2 for the £1, and they go £22 each. So that's probably today's little win. Although the IKEA boxes are an unexpected win. So
brilliant stuff.
Now, Josh, the fourth item I could not think of, I had actually bought from Steve's stall, and that was what confused me. I bought it off his table. Kelly says, sell those, the yellow things, and you can afford to buy all the stuff you didn't know you wanted in IKEA when you're picking up some more cheap ones. That's a very good point.
Up there for thinking.
Down there for dancing.
No, not with Kelly. Down there for shagging, isn't it?
Constantly. Constantly. Shagging. Although sometimes he goes to work for a rest. I don't even know what Barry does, but I have, whatever it is, I have this idea of him being at work going
all shagged out. he's like deflated, like spent.
Yeah, completely spent.
There's nothing left inside.
Anyone?
It's ugly as F.
It is, isn't it? Isn't it surprising that I picked it up, bearing in mind how bloody ugly it is?
But it's one of those ugly lamp things.
It is an ugly lamp thing. I'm waiting for somebody in the chat to go, that's the thingamy.
Yeah, whilst on the trampoline.
That's a one-person trampoline, Lainey Ray. Morning, Lisa. Lisa, are you at Easter Compton? You must have arrived there after we left. Nobody is coming up with it. It's a Derek Fowler nightlight, and they go for 30 to 40 quid. That was £4. I did have one of these last year, Storm. The one I had last year was a little bit broken. This one is not. This one has no chips. Yeah. No missing. Yeah, I haven't dropped it yet. Mm-hmm. No missing little people from it. It does have no plug. No plug. I will have to wire in, but I know how to wire a plug. I'm a child of the 80s. Well, I was born in the 70s, but I grew up in the 80s.
Do you know what? My first CDT lesson or design technology lesson was how to wire a plug.
Yeah, I remember being taught how to wire. I can't remember what lesson they taught us in, but I remember being taught how to wire a plug. They don't teach people that these days because everything comes with a sealed plug on these days. Huh?
And they taught you not to lick it,
Generally.
Oh,
you were at Clifton, Lisa. Was it good? Because Josh and I were discussing whether we should give Clifton a go, because Easter Compton, although it wasn't under capacity, it was good. There was a lot of stalls, but just not a lot of stuff worth having. The big yellow van man wasn't there today, was he, Josh? The guy we got all the stuff off from last week. He wasn't there this week. The house clearance guy.
Pyrex jug.
Big jug.
Big.
It's not Pyrex. It's
Myrex. Pampered Chef.
Pampered Chef. I have no idea what a Pampered Chef jug goes for, but generally Pampered Chef stuff does okay. So
now, is Pampered Chef like one of them home part, like an MLM, multi-level marketing?
Yeah, one of them, yeah. There isn't one currently listed on eBay. Let's just check solds. Bear with. 15 quid. 17.87, £17, 16.06, 29.99, but they took best offer. 16.99, 125. Never. Oh, that's just the lid. 17.50. That's without a lid. See, you could have bought their lid. 29. Yeah, that's a driver win. £2 I paid for that one. That's a driver win.
Good. You're doing well today. You haven't bought much, but you've bought well.
Yeah, slim pickings, but what I've got seems to be worth having. Mm-hmm. Lucy says we've just come back from Clifton. I didn't think it was that great. They're asking quite a lot for their stuff. Anyone else just stick the wires in the socket and put the plug of something else in to hold them in place? Don't know how I made it past chat. Remember you doing that with my friend's hairdryer?
No.
Yeah, I remember doing that with my friend's hairdryer because there was only one plug and you couldn't be bothered taking it off and putting it back on the other thing. So you basically don't do this at home. It was fucking stupid. You get the bare wires, you get the plug, you hold the bare wires next to the pins and you push the plug in and it holds it in. It's really fucking dangerous, children. Don't do it.
That is crazy. How are you not dead?
Yeah, I don't know how we fucking survived the 80s.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Bear in mind also she lived in a really dodgy prefab, so the wiring probably wasn't that great in the entire house. Quite how we made it, I do not know.
That might have been for your benefit, actually, if they're proper electric. You know, that proper gold strength electric.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. That's insane.
Still says it amazes me that most people can't wire a plug. Like I said, everything these days comes with a sealed plug on it, doesn't it? And now you can get the fuse out from a little window instead of having to take the plug apart to get the fuse out.
Oh.
Yeah.
I haven't wired a plug for years, mind. I've never needed to, actually, since school, I think. I've never
Blue
needed
to the left, brown to the right, anything else straight up the middle.
Yes. But yeah.
I got 4 Roald Dahl books, 50p each. Didn't really want these at 50p. It was... She had a little sign on her table saying, little kids' books, 10p each. And I was like, oh, well, I'll get these then. And then she went, oh, that's £2. And I was like... it says 10p each. She was like, yeah, these aren't little kids' books. I was like, well, I don't know many teenagers who are still reading Roald Dahl, but whatever. I wasn't prepared to argue that much about it. And they will go in a bundle and they will make money. So... Morning, Sarah Armstrong. Morning, Lynn Finney. Oh, stall. I'm not even reading that out because that sounds even more dangerous.
And then if you lick the screwdriver at the same time.
Stop. We'll have nobody in next week because they'll all have died.
Yeah, they're going,
There's 201 people watching. I want to see every single one of you back here next week and know that you haven't taken any of our advice. Thank you. And then I've got my filler bag. Oh, morning, Anne Baker. So my filler bag was £2 because we had one filler bag between us and paid £4. So,
can you show me the bag? Did you get a quality bag?
No, this is my own bag because Josh got. I don't know if Josh used his own bag or whether he used their bag, but I put all my stuff in Josh's bag, and then I put it into my own bag to bring it into the house.
Okay.
But however, I did get this very quality bag free last week, so that was a win. To add to my I've got less quality bags than I used to have because I took a load of donations to the charity shop in them.
I need to do that this week.
Gonna miss you, Josh. He used his own bag. Right, I got Word Yahtzee. I've never played Word Yahtzee. Has anybody ever played Word Yahtzee? There's 7 dice. I hope there's meant to be 7 dice.
Carla, I'm just showing the t-shirt that you got me.
Oh, yeah, that was one I got you for Christmas.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's meant to be 7 dice, but there is. Has anybody played Word Yahtzee? Doesn't say on the box.
No, I've only played regular Yahtzee.
People in the chat, how many dice? Oh, hang on, I found the destructions now. 7 dice. So yeah, pleased with that. I have no idea whether it'll sell or not, but ordinary Yahtzee sells. So, which is strange when you think that all Yahtzee is a bit of paper, 5 dice, and something to shake them in. You don't. It makes you wonder why anybody ever buys it.
But also, how genius of the makers.
Yeah. I got a slow down, you greedy bastard, you're going to choke dog bowl. Sold these in the past, they go okay.
Oh, so not one of yours.
No. Ours, Molly has slowed down to the point now where she barely eats at all. It's ridiculous. Bearing in mind that when she was a child, not overindulged in this dog. When she was a puppy, she was a gobbler dog, and we were worried that she was going to choke. Now you have to persuade her to eat us all. So we've obviously trained her too far the other way.
Looking after her figure.
Yeah. Hi, Toby. Fauna says, is it like Boggle? Similar, yeah. Similar to Boggle, only less dice. Good morning, Aid. Aid's in before we've finished for once. Rebecca says, I'm a good girl. No cooking, no playing with electrics, no high heels, along with plenty of prescription meds and colouring. That is a very well-behaved girl.
Why am I echoing? I don't like it. It's for... No.
Well, I assumed it was an apple corer, and then I was like, why is it not round in the middle?
Why is it vagina shaped?
It's not a vagina corer, is it?
Ooh.
Kelly says maybe it's a mango slice. It's Oxo, which is a good brand, the Oxo Good Grips brand. And yeah, I assumed apple core, but our apple core is usually veggie in the middle. B-Max is saying avocado. I wanted it for me if it was an apple core, but if it's an avocado slicer, it can bugger off because I'm never going to use it. Shaw still says that's genealogical. I think he meant gynecological. Lainey says measuring your fudge. It's a bit big. Or small if you're Lexx.
Why?
We did spend several minutes the other night ripping the piss out of Lex's.
Out of my vagina. It's like, excuse me.
Yeah, Lynn's saying it's a smear tester. Josh is saying mango. Nadine's saying red peppers. Yeah, I don't know. I will look it up. Like I said, I wanted it if it was an apple core. So I've seen many apple cores in the cheapy shops, but I've also seen many people go, if you use a cheapy apple core, it snaps and then you slice your face or whatever. Or slice your hand.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, so that's why I have not bought a cheap apple core. And I was like, oh, it's Oxo. That's a good grips one. I'll get that. And now I don't think it's an apple core at all. I've got some Puddy Tat toasters.
Puddy Tat. No, that's a cute kitty.
6 of them in a tin. Brand is Uber. No, Luber.
Mm-hmm.
Never heard of Luber.
Sounds German.
Sounds gynecological again. Claire says the Pampered Chef apple core or slicer is the best one. I use it all the time, so perhaps I'll see if I can get one of them. Elaine says this is to prevent migraines.
Yeah, by cutting your head off. Just push it into your head. Take a slice of brain that hurts.
Yeah. Pop that piece in the fridge, and when it's finished, and pop it back in. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a letterbox.
It is a letterbox. It's a heavy brass letterbox. So, I mean, to be honest, we could do with a new letterbox, but I probably won't bother putting it on our house. How do letterboxes go faulty? I mean, what the actual Jeffrey?
They go rusty, and you need to put some WD.
Weird, though, isn't it? You know what I mean? A letterbox can develop a fault. It's just sitting there on the front of the house, being used once a day.
Good point.
It has a really low impact job, a letterbox.
Yeah, it's like you had one job.
Yeah, Andrea says mangoes. BMAX has just looked up. It's for mangoes. Thank you, people in the chat. We're going to go with mangoes. These are for us.
What, for me and you?
Yes, one for you, one for me. His and hers chopping board. Hers and hers chopping boards. I just never have enough chopping boards. Specifically small ones. I have large chopping boards, which I don't want to use. Quite often, I only want to chop one little piece of fruit, and I don't want to. So I was like, I'll chuck them in, fill a bag.
We have 5 chopping boards.
We've got at least 5, but at least 3 of them are huge.
Well, we've got two big plastic ones, one small plastic one for like serving meat on that has like a bit in the side for your knife, which is long gone, and then one round bread one that's not made of bread, one for bread. But Mum's had like. Mum will go like, oh no, never throwing this one out because I had this from, like Gran had this from the, 1800s.
I've had this my whole life, yeah.
Exactly. It's like, all right, it's a breadboard. Calm down.
It's been with me through thick and thin slices.
All right. You're cutting bread on.
I did just declutter the kitchen, Kelly, and whilst I was at it, I got rid of some of the chopping boards.
Maybe a few too many.
What I'm going to do now is get rid of a couple of the large ones because really, logically speaking, I only need one large one, whereas I do need several small ones because quite often one is in the dishwasher waiting to go through the cycle and I want to use it again. And I'm too lazy to get out and wash it. So, yeah. Random purchase of the day.
Sweetie bags.
Stack of bags. I don't want them for anything in particular, but it was fill a bag. So in they went.
Maybe give them to local school.
Yeah.
For like sweets and prizes and that and country fair kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, I could even probably sell them in batches of 10 for people who are doing party bags or whatever, But yeah, fill a bag. In they went. Whilst we are identifying the random kitchen stuff that Carla has bought, what she does not know what it is, I got this. It is Joseph, which is why I picked it up. It is plainly. At first, I thought it was an egg poacher, but then I was like, no, you don't have a hole in the bottom of the egg poacher, so it's obviously some kind of fruit.
Grapefruit. The grapefruit keeper. You could put my fibroids in there.
I don't want to put your fibroids in there, you minger.
It's a Joseph and Joseph fibroid keeper to keep your fibroids fresh.
They're branching out, aren't they? I genuinely do not know what it is. Does anybody know what this is? I'm literally searching just Joseph on eBay now, hoping somebody else is selling one and they know what it is. I'm fairly confident it's not a fibroid keeper.
Oh, damn.
Can't find any. I can find lots of chopping boards. Let's try sold. Does anybody in the chat come up with a solution?
Hang on, door's going for some reason.
No, nobody in the chat knows what they are. But you've made Jack spit coffee all over his laptop. Oh, she's gone. Where did she go? Who got her? Name. Did somebody snipe her through the window when I wasn't looking? What the heck went on there? I can't find this, whatever this is. I don't know what it is. Nobody on eBay's got one, which means now they're rare. Oh, you're back.
Some guy knocking on the door. He had a massive, huge stack of stuff on his back, and he's like, "I'm on a training program for a sales thing. Can I show you some stuff?" And I'm like, "No, thanks.
No,
hey, bye." Like, you're really doing well on this selling thing, mate.
So, what Sunday morning is a weird time to start trying to sell people stuff, isn't it?
And also, like, you know, hello, good morning. I'm selling tins of biscuits. Would you like some? Tins of no. I've got a sack of really heavy stuff on my back. Do you want to see it? No. That might be a dead body. Oh, in which case I'll have 3. But no.
Josh says microwave egg poacher. I don't think it is, because surely they would fall through the thingamies. I mean, it does look like an egg poacher in every way, apart from every egg poacher I've had has not had holes.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly say missed it, gives a look. It could be some sort of microwave veg steamer, maybe, that you put water in the bottoms, but there's not a lot of space for the water. It's very small. Yeah, don't know, but I do know that I've sold Joseph Joe. Open the image I sent you and read the bottom. Hang on, did you send me an image? Oh yeah, stone and orange microwave egg poacher. Fucking hell, Josh, if you're going to start knowing stuff, we're going to fall out. He does know stuff. Joseph? Joseph. Micro. Wave. Egg poacher. It is. Apparently it is.
He's a clever boy, that Joshington.
He's a show-off is what he is. It's out of stock on Hearts of Stir. It was $12.99 somewhere. Bloody hell. Oh yeah, people are saying mini salad drainer.
Hello, Helen Mullane.
I should really pay attention to the chat. Like, everybody's going, use water in it, for Christ's sake, Carla, listen to us.
You know, Joseph. Is it one man called Joseph and someone else called Joseph?
Or is it one man called Joseph?
Yes.
I don't know. Anyone in the chat know? Lynn wants to know where Mummy is.
She's doing her chores.
She's not allowed out to play until she's done her chores.
No, and also it's a bit chilly outside. Well, I think she was vacuuming her bedroom.
I got 2 almost definitely worthless coins.
Oh, fabulous.
One is the Lloyds Bank Memorabilia Jubilee Silver Jubilee coin. And one is the Yorkshire Bank Queen Mother's 80th birthday coin. Almost definitely worth absolutely knack all. Probably like £1 each or something, but it's fill a bag, so in they go. Last thing, I told you it was a small haul. It is a Bodytech Abtech belt.
Oh, so you can get abs.
Comes with conducive gel.
Oh,
see. So
okay,
this was purchased from Argos in Port Said.
Port Said.
They paid $29.99. Where's the date? The date is a bit faded. Where's the date? In 2012. Do you think they've got abs now and that's why they don't need it anymore?
For sure, definitely. I really want to see you use it.
Sadly, the batteries are dead.
No.
It just zaps you a bit, doesn't it? And our belt doesn't it go? Bzz, bzz,
Yeah, it just yeah.
I can't see me using it somehow. For starters, I don't think I'm ever going to have abs, regardless of how many. I mean, I'm probably just going to throw away the conductive gel because that's probably
a bit rank.
Yeah, but who knows? Might be worth a fortune. Yeah, people are saying it's an egg poacher. You put water in it, crack the egg, and the egg sits on top of the water and cooks. Leanne says, been trying to shop online for a communion dress for an 8-year-old who's built like a 12-year-old. What about a bridesmaid? Is there a white bridesmaid's dress available, maybe?
Night, Kelly.
I would go so far as to look for an adult size 8 and maybe shorten it, because I would imagine, I'm thinking that your average 12-year-old is probably approaching an adult size 8.
Mm.
And then you could just shorten the hem, maybe. Night, Kel. Hi, Katie.
Hello.
But then I don't know whether Leanne can or does so, or knows anyone who can or does so. And I don't know how soon she needs it. I mean, it might be a communion next week, which might be a bit like eek. Yeah, I don't have anything suitable for a communion dress.
I've got Sex Pistols God Save the Queen one. Is that any good?
I feel possibly not the vibe that they're going for.
No. It's an idea. I mean, it's there if you know.
It's a very kind offer, I think. Yeah.
A push, Or what way? I know, like ASOS and like Boohoo. I think it's probably more like ASOS. They do budget like bridesmaid and wedding dresses. So, like you said, maybe and because they're more friendly to the smaller sizes, you might be able to get one, and maybe in a petite range as well.
Or even one of those, like those people buy those. I bought my wedding dress on Wish, and when it arrived, it was only fit a stick.
Yeah, maybe those ones.
Yeah,
it's a shame, Leanne, because that would have been perfect, wouldn't it? But yeah.
Jane says, do you think sizes are bigger now than the 80s and 90s? I don't think necessarily bigger. I think sizes are all over the place now.
Changed, definitely.
Yeah, sizing seems to... Somebody seems to have let go of the strictures on what size certain things should... For example, I bought 2 pairs of jeans in my charity shop haul last week, both to try on for myself. Both fitted, although I didn't like the way one looked. And I both fitted perfectly. One's a size 24, one's a size 30.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So there's no industry standard, is there, for sizing at the moment? It seems to be like they're getting away with just add on an inch and call it the next size up or whatever. And yeah,
no,
Stall's quite helpful, isn't he? You don't know how we'd get on without stalling his helpful ideas.
But again, it's it's
Dawn is a communion dress, not a fucking Halloween outfit. She's not going as a ghost.
the Holy Ghost.
Hey, but tish. So how is your this second week of freedom for you? I can't remember when they let you guys out.
Well, to be fair, I've not really done that much. I mean, obviously, I've been shopping a couple of times, and went to Puthcore. I think the freedom will feel more free tomorrow when I'm at the pub at the Tea Risher with my friends. And then from the 3rd of May, we're allowed a lot more things. Can't remember. Oh, swimming from the 3rd of May. So on the 7th of May, I've booked spa day at a hotel to go swimming. Nice.
Yeah.
And then from the 17th, it looks like things are pretty much like as per normal. And then they're on about 1st of June, the masks won't be compulsory anymore. So it's like, ooh, it's happening. Like, oh, I'm not ready.
There was a guy at yesterday's car boot sale. Bearing in mind it was 20 degrees yesterday at the car boot sale, and it's an exposed field with the sun beating down and midday.
Mm-hmm.
No shade. He was in a woolly bobble hat. I kid you not, a woolly bobble hat, and he had one of the, like a plasterer's mask, the big white ones that he had one of those on and a woolly bobble hat. I was like, my God, your head's going to be 4 sizes smaller when you take that off when you get home, I was just like, what weather are you experiencing? Because are we in parallel universes? I don't know how people are doing it. My mother, we on Thursday we went out, and my mother's stumping off to the shop, and I'm sat in the car watching, and I'm thinking, everybody around you is in strappy sundresses, and you've got 6 layers on and a winter coat. I realise older people feel the cold a bit more, but you look like a fucking Eskimo who's escaped.
Cat bum.
Bit of cat bum.
That's me. Yeah, I think it's getting to that point now where, like, whereas before I could, wear the mask pretty much most of the time, like whilst out shopping. It was straight as soon as you're walking out the shop, you're like,
it's called an orgasm.
Yeah. But mummy, hello.
Yeah, it was chilly this morning, Josh. There was a chill wind this morning. We felt that.
People were asking for you.
Hi, Mummy.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good, thank you.
If Mummy was taller, we'd be able to see her in the mirror.
You can't even see me in that mirror.
Would Mummy have to be freakishly tall for that to work?
Yeah, the chain is way too short on it, but I do like it. So,
Asmi says, "Here am I."
Yeah, no, she's showing her bum live on the internet again.
Dawn says, according to Canadian officials, we're just about to get the 3rd wave. We're so far behind, we think we're first. Sandra, there you go. Sandra says she found a Lynx of London bracelet necklace in a jewellery lot, but she feels it can't be genuine because it has no silver markings.
Yeah, probably not. It's faked quite a lot, and Lynx of London will be seamless in its construction. So you won't see solder marks. You won't see, if there's jump rings on it, the jump rings will be soldered together. They'll be solid. There won't be any splits in them. But if you do find them yourself, and as for any tips, I don't even know where to start on that one. Don't even know where to start. Look for names. There you go. That's a tip. Look for names.
Leanne, is it worth having a look on your local Facebook Marketplace, or even putting an advert on Facebook Marketplace? Because other people must have had communion dresses. Children get confirmed all the time, don't they? In the Catholic faith. So other people must have some probably hanging in a wardrobe. If you put an advert on saying, we're looking for in so and so size, or something suitable for, because there's bound to be another tall 8-year-old out there who's had a dress made for her or something. It's bound to be. I think you need to wear a mask for most of it, Josh, but you'll need to cut a hole in the middle for some bits. Always helpful.
Or I was going to say something else, even a bit more rude. Like, you have other holes, basically.
Full body condom, Josh. Literally, top to toe, full body condom.
Yeah. Is that little Lexi or is it James?
Lexi.
Hello, Lexi.
Jane says, if I watch you on big TV, I don't get the chat. Is it the same floor? Yeah, I think you can only see the side chat on a computer or whatever.
On a computer.
Yeah. What am I doing? I'm doing a live with Lex. You're not in the screen. Like, you have to lean over a bit.
Hiya.
Tell her what time you woke up this morning. Well, it was 10 to 6 when I went down and you were sat there chirpy, chirpy, cheep, cheep. She normally sleeps. She's the one who sleeps in. She's the one you have to wake up. And 10 to 6 this morning she was awake. Watching dogs knocking himself out on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you up to? Stinky feet crisps. Blech.
Covered in your hair, Asmi.
Yeah, Mike's saying you can't do the chat on the TV. Yeah, that's it. If I watch it on the TV, I have the chat up on my phone next to me if I'm watching somebody like that. Channel Nem says, what about getting the kid to change religion? # problem solved.
But then they won't get into heaven. Is that that's why you,
I think that's the deal, yeah.
That's why you have communion, isn't it? So that you can God accepts you into heaven.
Something like that. I
Yeah.
don't really remember all of it. I wasn't confirmed.
You were denied.
There was the reason that my parents finally took me out of the Catholic school was that when they decided not to put me in for the Holy Communion classes, the priest came to the school to do the classes. It was the school attached, literally the church and the school were within the same compound, sort of, fenced off, whatever. What am I trying to say? At the same location.
But the word compound makes it sound like a cult.
Well, I can't think of the word I want. But anyway, the priest used to come into the school to do the Holy Communion classes, and I was the only one who wasn't doing them. And he said to me, why aren't you doing them? And bearing in mind that I was 7 or 8 at the time, obviously, and the priest was 8'2", because priests are. If you go to a Catholic school, then the priest is the most terrifying being on the planet, And I just remember him towering over me and saying, do you realise you will burn in hell? And that's when they took me out of that school and put me into a less Catholic school. I'm not here to diss anybody else's religion, but it was extremely frightening.
No, I can imagine that is quite scary. Yes.
I'd say if you are a Catholic child of about 7 years old, the priest is absolutely they're terrifying. They are the biggest figure of authority in your entire world.
And they have apparently the power to send you to heaven or hell. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What responsibility?
They were used as a threat. If you don't behave, I'll tell Father about you. And if the priest came for tea, which was extremely, that was a high honour for the priest to come for tea, you had to sit there and be on your absolute best behaviour and not speak and just kind of, be quiet now. Be quiet now, Father's here. Yeah.
I would just, you do want all priests to be like Father Ted, don't you? Like,
yeah.
Just, yeah. So I hear you're a racist now, Father. That's, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I imagine.
I'm not here to criticise anybody else's religious choices. You do you. Yeah. Yeah, Jane says, does it involve buttons and knobs? I'm not computer literate. What is it? There's a bit of hair that's really annoying me. It's this bit. We'll pull that out. There we go.
My nephew's here fixing his car in our driveway.
Why? What's wrong with his driveway?
There's not enough space to fix the car on it.
Just got a message on Instagram saying Alice Cooper just started following you. Whoa.
That would be pretty freaking cool.
Alice Cooper just casually browsing Instagram. Oh, yeah, she looks like my type of person.
What's it? I heard that some people, when reading, don't enunciate every word in their head. Some people can't. I don't know.
Some people can't count out loud and read at the same time. Is that normal? I don't know, and I don't know whether I can or not. Hang on then. Let me find something to read, and I'll start counting and see if I can.
I don't think I can.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, I can.
Oh, I don't think I can.
But I didn't. Again, I don't know whether I should be able to or not.
There's another one where it's like draw a spiral like that with one hand, and a spiral like that in the opposite direction.
And you do something in your foot and your feet start going, yeah.
Yeah, so you do the same with your feet, and then you try and do it like the other way round, and you can't with like one foot. It's like, no, I can't do the opposite. They end up going the same way. I can't do the opposite. That's a lot of concentration to do that. But I can do that one. That one's easy. Yeah, see, that one's all right.
Yeah.
And I can do that. Yay.
Can most people not do that?
Some people can't do that.
No.
Yeah. I can do
What's that one? Duh. Duh. Which finger is that one? I don't know which finger I'm supposed to be doing.
The middle fingers.
Put the soft.
How did you? What the fuck am I doing wrong? I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
You put them together.
Turn
Yeah.
them away.
Right, and then like that,
Yeah.
twist. You nearly, but for some reason you've got an
There's
extra
another finger
finger.
getting on it, isn't there? I don't know.
Oh, still, Stephen says he has to say every word in his head when no, I'm definitely, I can only read, well, I can read, but only read the middle of a sentence, but still know what the whole sentence says, if that makes
So,
sense.
Stoll, if you were reading in your head, if I could hear your in-head voice, would it sound like I have to say every word in my head when reading? Is that how it would sound if I could hear it?
See, I think I read in like groups of words. So like a few words together, and then it gets more abstract in my brain.
I kind of see the sentence and read it as one. When I'm looking at the side chat, for example, I see what that person said as one thing. I see it and it's read. Yes, Stoll, I don't know what that's about, mate, because that's not something... I suppose you only know yourself, don't you? And I assume that everybody reads the way I read, but perhaps they don't.
Your eyes go ahead and then your brain connects it all together and then you...
But your eyes are also upside down. That's the mad thing.
Oh,
Isn't it?
and your brain is still going...
You know the ones that turn up on Facebook when it's just the beginning and end of the word and all the letters in the middle are jumbled up? I can always read them, no problem as well.
Oh, yeah.
And I assume that everybody can.
Yeah. When it comes to quantum physics books, though, that's definitely, I have to read them a few times. Not like I've ever read a quantum physics book in total. I mean, like, I have got a couple of ones about the basics of quantum physics, and I get to the end of the first chapter and go, nope, start again. Yeah.
To me, it's not that I can't read the big words. It's just that they take all the fun out of reading. If it's that's a really weird thing to say, but if it's full of technical words, and also when people are long-winded, literally in this week's waffle, there's a bit where I explain why I've abandoned the book I was reading, because he's just so poncy about the way he talks. So let me read you a bit.
I started on, right, so Vladimir Nabokov's Lolita is my favorite book, and he did another book also set into future, and it's called and I can't remember what it's called, but the idea of the storyline I really like, but again, like far too long-winded and stuff, and far too like not like Lolita is beautiful. This is like really, really hard to read. I'm like, but you're the same person. You're writing about like things that I like. It should be easier to read than Lolita, but no. Can't get on with it.
I was trying to read this. I've had 2 goes at it and I've finally given up. I just can't get on with it, right? It is the wartime diary of a bloke. Literally, he's a bloke. He was a civil servant. He was a 60-year-old civil servant, and it's his wartime diary. And this is the kind of thing that I enjoy reading. I love reading wartime diaries. I love reading ordinary people's reminiscences of how it was, or even better, if it was written at the time, if it's their genuine diary at the time. I enjoy that. I thought I would like this. Let me read you. I've only got as far as that, and that's the second time of having a go at it. He's getting on a train. He's on a train on his way to Bristol, right? And now my train is just drawing out of Bath Station on its way to Bristol, my first port of call. The day is cold. A thin sprinkling of snow lightly veils the Wiltshire countryside. The high downs gleam whitely under the uniformly grey sky. Inside the bus to Buck Fastly, it is comfortable and warm enough with ample light for reading, but I don't envy the driver his 10-mile drive in the utter darkness. With a gadget resembling a mini piano stripped to his chest. If it's nice on the bus, say it's nice on the bus. Yeah, why have we got to talk about the uniformly grey sky? What, just, the weather was... I want to know about your experiences of living during those times. I don't want to read you showing off that you've got a poetic frame of mind. And that's what it is. You basically... Can I make my diary sound like Wordsworth wrote it? Yes, I suspect you can, yeah.
And if you do want to talk about how nice things are, then because that sounded nice, but it didn't sound like, cool, that's a nice thing to really notice and write about. It's like, all right, scenery was nice. There we are.
Lynn says, was that my granddaughter? My children don't have any children, Lynn, so no. I have no grandchildren.
Not that you know of.
No grandchildren.
Ah, dear.
Yeah, don't do it. That's it. Like I said, I've had 2 goes at it because it ought to be the kind of book I like, but he's too fond of his own vocabulary. He's too fond of, I do a nice descriptive paragraph here.
One of the hardest...
I don't mind a descriptive paragraph. Sorry, I'm just replying to Jackie. Says, I kind of like descriptors. It builds a scene. That's fine. I'm fine with a good descriptive paragraph in a novel when it's building the scene. That's fine. But when he's just blethering on, I mean, I got a fifth of the way into the book. I don't know what he does for a job. I know that he goes to paper mills and it's something to do with paper, but at no point is he, this is supposed to be your diary, and it talks about, I don't know. I've abandoned it. What were you going to say? Sorry.
Oh no, just one of the books I found hardest to read, but I did finish it, was Charles Bukowski, Women. And it's basically just him describing all of his sexual encounters, one after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other, and all the different girlfriends he's gone out with. And I think I got, maybe about 4 chapters in and going, is anything actually going to happen in this? This literally is...
Just showing off that you can pull.
Yeah. You might as well have just written a list of all the women you shagged. And they didn't... I was a teenager when I read this. It's like there must be some kind of point to this, and I never quite understood what the point of the book was, what he was trying to say by this. Never quite got it. But I've read other Bukowski books and enjoyed them, but that one, I don't understand why he's written this. I don't get it.
Sort of, it'd make a very short story if I wrote it.
Might have preferred a short
Women,
story.
what I have known.
Intimately, yeah. I think I've still got it, actually.
Yes, she did, Jackie. Yeah, she watched it without me, so I had to watch it yesterday to catch up.
What did you watch?
The new series of Call the Midwife.
Oh. Went off 2 people after reading their books, Bob Geldof and Russell Brand.
I went off Russell Brand when he went all fucking hippie and I'm a guru, and I just
always happens to reformed people. It's like smokers, isn't it? Like they
I mean, reform by all means, but you don't have to become all fucking transcendental meditation-y, do you?
Mm.
Oh, it's like there are middle grounds. You don't have to go from this to this. You could just hover somewhere in the middle with the rest of us.
No, but no, because he's got that personality. He has to go full force into something. So it's like,
that is an addictive personality thing, isn't it? Whatever you and I get that, because whatever I'm doing, I do it full force for a very brief period of time.
20 minutes, yeah.
And
then you need to find something else.
Yeah, so I do get that. I get that kind of that mindset, but I don't know. Just
yeah. I'm not a fan of Russell Brand anyway. I've always found him a bit annoying. And a bit like, he's a bit dirty, but not dirty, he's a bit dirty. Dirty is like,
yeah.
There you go.
My mate shagged him. She said he was all right.
Well, you'd think he'd be at least half decent, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, he was paying, so I guess she was,
Ah, well.
Yeah.
There we are then. Celebrity bonk.
Yeah, Store says or some autobiography, but I can't speak. Store says that. Store says that. I can't get words out. Oh, I've got to cook a roast dinner this afternoon.
Oh, we're having chicken dinner too.
We're having pork.
Pork.
I don't know if I've got any potatoes. I've got to look and see if I've got any. Potatoes. I've got to go to a potato shop.
For potatoes. We don't have any potatoes. Chicken and broccoli and something else.
Yeah.
And I might go live this afternoon at some point.
Ooh, what are you going to do?
I might make some jewellery, possibly. It depends. I do need to do some listing, because I haven't done any listing all week, because I've been like shopping and lounging instead. So
I think Josh is probably going to beat me on our listings challenge. I don't know if he's still in the chat, but he was on 100 and I was on 85, and I'm not going to do anymore, so I think he's won.
Well done, Josh.
So that worked. Earlier in the week, Josh was like, I don't want to do any listing, and I was like, you're going to let an old woman beat you? And he was like, is that a challenge? So yeah. Now he's beaten me, and I'm okay with it. Yeah, I've got a pork shoulder, I think. I can't cook pork so it slices. I just can't. Apparently, if you want it to slice, you've got to do a loin. Apparently, shoulder isn't very sliceable at the best of times, but it would just be pulled apart because I can't make pork slice.
I don't. I put chicken in the oven. It's in a bag. Chicken in a bag in the oven.
That's what Jilly's having. Perhaps Jilly's coming to yours for lunch. Chicken
in a bag in the oven. That'll do. And
I could go back to sleep quite happily.
Have a nap then.
I haven't got time. I've got to finish talking to you. Go and pick my mother up. Come back and cook a dinner. Hello. You all right?
Hello, everybody.
Have you hurt yourself?
That is absolute agony, and it got trapped under my scooter. I had to get Lexx and pick my scooter up.
Where were you?
Taking my scooter into the back garden because they couldn't bring it upstairs to take it later.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd get it out your way. And then Buddy refused to move, went to work, move, and then stopped again.
Do you need your leg cutting off?
Quite possibly.
I've got a mango slicer.
Got a little bit. I'm thinking it'll be alright. I'll put ice on it for a minute and I can stand on it. So that's right. Shall I go tell your mum you're hurt? No, she's busy.
Yeah, Record Rack wants to know if you're having kale.
Do you know what? I was talking about this with my sister or mum yesterday, that I have not craved kale since having my fibroids taken out.
Oh, I wonder if there's some sort of weird connection.
I don't know. I definitely think there is. I think it had something to do with my iron levels, because you crave what your body needs. And I it's not like, oh, I fancy some kale. I mean, like, I was like, I need it, like, to feel okay. And yeah, I haven't had that physical need for kale since.
So your fibroids were craving kale and you weren't.
Yeah, I think so. Honestly, weird, isn't it?
I wonder if they're still craving it now, wherever they are.
Shriveled up, someone going, kale.
You got nose burn, haven't you? You got sunburn on your nose.
Mm.
Yeah, it must have been some good weather in Wales for once.
Yeah.
Josh says he was craving porridge with honey the other day. What does that mean? It means you're pregnant, Josh. Congratulations.
Right, I'm taking Lexx to the park. I'll be back in a bit, right?
All right, love. I might not be here. I might have gone for nanny, depending on how long you are. Just do it wherever you are, Julie. It'll be fine. Go and have a nature wee in the back garden, Julie. I had to have a nature wee at the golf course a couple of months ago. It's the first nature wee I've had in years. You look astonished.
Yeah, because like that's
I was a long way from the house. I was probably at the furthest point of the golf course, and I was like, I'm not going to make it back. And it was early in the morning, so theoretically there was no one around. So I found a thicket, and I went into the thicket, and I had a nature wee. And sure enough, just after I came out, there was a bloke walking past with his dog, and I was like, I looked for miles, and there was no one in sight. How did this even happen? I don't think he saw me.
Yes, we can see you,
Yeah, I
Karen.
can see you, Karen, yeah. Did you say something that I missed?
What's the matter?
I can see you talking to Paper and Twine. I can't see you saying anything that I missed.
Hi! Look what I got.
It's Elizabeth! This is little Elizabeth from next door, aren't you, little Elizabeth? Well, you're big.
Hello.
4.5.
You're 4.5. Did she say that without moving her lips, or was that you?
Me.
You can't be 4.5, surely. She obviously likes to look at her own face. Right, take her downstairs. Don't take her downstairs by piggyback. Seriously, do not piggyback the child down the stairs. It will end horribly.
And don't lick a plug.
Yeah, don't shush you.
And terrible would be an awful parent. Yeah.
Dawn's going to Ashley's for lunch. It's only a short flight. 12 hours or something like that.
Was that Karen's sister went into hospital but false alarm?
Oh, okay.
I missed that. Hope she's okay.
Yeah, I can't see anything about that. Scrolly. Can't see yet, don't I? Scrolling. Keep that mouse go scrolling. Keep that mouse go scrolling. Oh, hi.
Speaking of sunburn, have you seen Lainey? You should see Lainey. Lainey's got a little bit of burn, but there's like where she hasn't burned, there's like a white line. Like,
Well, what did you have there that stopped you burning, Lainey? Is that the only place you put your sun cream or something, just around the edges? I feel like you've done that wrong, mate. With false alarm. All right, Bud's just walking through stuff. False alarm with her baby. She's being induced on Wednesday.
It is windy out there. Very windy out there.
Andrea says I was metal detecting last Wednesday to make myself a toilet tent with the horse's rug out of the car.
Lainey looked like adamant.
I'm so tired. I was saying to Josh, I had really vivid dreams last night, very odd, but apparently you only dream in the last few minutes before you wake up. It felt like I was at it all night. Very busy dreams of frantically trying to do stuff.
Well, I had a dream that I ate some gold, that Mum was an artist and she was drawing, she was painting animated paintings and they were really bloody good. I dreamt that I had an argument with Andrea and I slapped her on the face.
Oh, come on, Andrea.
I know, right? I didn't tell her this, so sorry, Andrea, if you're watching.
Sorry, Andrea.
For slapping me in my dream. And then I had another argument with my sister. Very argumentative dream for some reason. About
had it about you.
Yeah, we were arguing about like because I couldn't get like an internet connection in her house. Wasn't arguing about that. She was like, "Oh, you need to do it in this room." I'm like, "No. It's nothing to do with the room I'm in. It's to do with the plugging in of stuff. It's the wrong pluggy in stuff." And she wasn't having any of it. And I was getting very frustrated with it. Going, "No, doesn't matter what room I'm in. It's the plug.
You have to just stick 2 wires in it."
I have to lick it."
Oh dear.
Well,
Ladies do not get your technical advice.
No.
Here.
And I was very annoyed that I ate my gold because for some reason. Oh, and I also stabbed a copy of the complete works of Shakespeare as well.
Why did you eat your gold?
I don't know. It made perfect sense in my dream. I was like, right, if I eat this, then it will become more valuable. And it's like, no, it won't.
That's not how it works. Again, children at home, this is not where you come for advice.
Yeah, I told you it would actually be less valuable because at some point it would be covered in poo.
And bees.
And bees. And then yeah, for some reason I had to stab the complete works of Shakespeare. And then I felt really guilty for doing it. So then I had to hide them on the bookshelf, like hide the stab wound. So there we go.
But you need a dreams analyst to analyse it.
I don't know. I think that might just be a little bit too weird.
Too weird even for the dreams analysts.
Yeah, I think they would just look at it and go, yeah, no.
Lainey said she has a dream she was in a never-ending field and couldn't find a way out.
Well, you see, that's symbolic. That's an actual analyze this dream that's got meaning thing. Yes, Stephen, exactly like that. Yeah. If I poop gold, it's worth more. I'm not going to try it, though. And it was very crunchy.
Your gold was crunchy?
It was very crunchy gold. Crunchy.
I feel like it might not have been proper gold, because I don't feel like real gold would be crunchy.
It was definitely real gold. You know, because I was scrapping my gold. I was like, no, I'll eat it instead. It'd be worth more. Don't eat your gold, kids.
Night, Dawn.
Don't stab books of Shakespeare, because that's also a bit weird. There was no. I did look up, like, is there a meaning of me stabbing Shakespeare books? Strangely enough, there wasn't. It means this if you stab Shakespeare books.
Carmen says, I dreamt my mate was mad with me because Monty got her dog pregnant. I was arguing that it wasn't Monty because he had his balls off. It's not my dog. He can't do that. But it was somebody's dog. He's going to have to take responsibility. Oh, look at that. Look.
Oh, blimey. Yeah, that sounds all right.
So what does dreaming about trying to find 70 quid to make a down payment for a broken camper van and ended up borrowing 30 euros off a drunk woman mean? Because that was part of mine last night.
Well, there has been a lot of camper van talk recently.
There has, yeah. Ever since Heather stole that money from Andrew and Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just in case anybody doesn't know, by the way, Heather the Treasure Pirate stole £8,000 from Andrew and Nick by pretending to be eBay and used it to buy a camper van.
This is all.
We're all appalled.
This is all true.
All true.
Heather is a dirty thief.
Yeah.
And she's bought a camper van.
She's used her
That bit is true. That bit is
true.
Bad
proceeds. Her proceeds are a crime. And she pretended to be eBay to do it. So yeah, we're honestly we're appalled. We're proper put out about it.
But quite exciting that she's getting a camper van though. So
Yeah.
That's cool.
Joan reckons it means I want to go on holiday with a friend who drinks too much. I don't know, because I don't like going on holiday with people who drink too much. I don't mind people who drink, but I've been on holiday with people who go out every night to get drunk. And as a non-drinker, that's not a fun holiday. Because you literally spend every night being the carer. You spend every night keeping an eye on them, making sure they're safe, making sure nobody slipped anything into their drinks, getting them home, holding their hair back every night of your holiday. That's a full-time job, not, It's fine if you're also pissed because you don't care about their hair or whether anyone spikes them or stuff.
When we went to Croatia, No, you think like 4 girls. Bianca is the only one that doesn't really drink. Like, but Alana and Nia definitely, and me, I suppose. Like, we can drink. But we barely got drunk while we were there. I think there was one day where we actually got like a little bit tipsy, and that was the day that we were on a boat and we got given a bottle of wine each, and we were like, oh, hello, thank you very much. But we were in bed by like 9 o'clock each night and stuff. We weren't out partying and in pubs and stuff. There was too much other things to do, you know.
Yeah. Karen said my friends were visiting parked outside in a camper van with their dogs in her dream. There goes camper vans all over the place.
Camper van everywhere, yeah. Yeah, I'm not a big drinker when on holiday. I actually drink probably less than I would in a pub in the UK. Like, well, I'm on holiday. There's more interesting things to do. I want to go swim in the sea, and you can't get drunk and swim in the sea because that's probably a very silly idea, kids. Don't do that.
This one time at band camp. Stall also said, I wish you could buy a camper van for £70. Stall, it was a wreck. It was literally the shell of a rusted, ripped out, you know what I mean? It was like something you would find on a heap at the scrapyard. It had no contents, no insides. It was the shell of a rusted camper van. And my friend in my dream wanted it, and I was desperately trying to scrape together this deposit so that she wouldn't miss out on it. It was really odd. It was not anything that anyone, it wasn't savable, you know what I mean? It was done. It looked like somebody burnt it out. But yeah, she wanted it, and I was trying to help. And in my dream, he wanted a £70 deposit, but all my money was in Turkish lira. So I managed to scrape up £30 out of my £2 coins tin. And then I remembered that I got 40 quid in the car, but then I couldn't find the 40 quid. And I think I used that and gave him the deposit. And then I didn't have any money left, and I got stranded, and the bus didn't come, and I had to borrow €30 off a drunk woman so I could get the bus. And then I think I woke up. It was really odd, really, really peculiar. There's 222 people watching this. I apologise for the slightly dull content of today's whatever this is. It is whatever it is.
Yeah, sorry, but you know, I'm just looking on Instagram.
What app?
Sheenie's made some very nice looking cakes.
Oh, she doesn't live that far from me, though. I could probably get one of them.
They do look tasty. She
lives, I think, just past Weston somewhere. So I reckon I could probably be there within an hour and get one of those cakes.
And Cola Flipper has bought a Dremel.
Why has he bought a Dremel?
Because he sells anything.
Oh, to sell, not for dremeling.
No, I think it's and Ricky Lee is. There we go. Yes, there we are.
I got these free. I can't show you because I put all the other stuff in them, but they're in the waffle. I got a free pair of trainers yesterday from a guy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and they've come up beautifully. They come up really nice. Oh, Josh, sorry I had to pop off. Barney brought a rat into the kitchen. Was it alive? I mean, well done, Barney, for ratting, but yeah, you don't want live ones brought in.
And Lainey, if you're still in, this is a picture that my brother has put on his Instagram. That's quite cool. So there we are. Here we go. I don't know. What are you doing, Lainey? Where are you? Quack. Yeah, so there we go. Stephen is asking, have you been to Kalkan in Turkey?
No, I've only been to Alanya and Marmaris. And Turunç, which is just round the corner from Marmaris, so pretty much counts as Marmaris.
Turunç. That's just a fun word to say, Turunç. Turunç. Yeah. I have never been to Turkey.
Don't stand on them. They're about 17 quid each, apparently. Get your fat feet off, Ta. Do you want your bed up there? Do you want your bed? Do you want this? Communicate with me, for Christ's sake. Anybody think you didn't speak my language? Move your feet. Apparently Barney brings in dead rats. Why don't you kill things? I mean, I'm glad you don't, but why does Barney kill things and you don't? Because Barney lives in the countryside, I know. Can I get you on screen if I do that? No, you're still not on screen. That's it. You look out the window at the civils. Miranda Farr says, I finally put pics of my antique booth on Instagram. Nobody's looking. Boo hoo. What's your what are you still the Veranda Files there? Because I don't think I've got hardly anybody on Instagram.
Oops.
I found an account called the Veranda Files. That's got to be you, surely. Oh, the reason nobody's looking, mate, is because your account is private and you can't see things without following. So
Yes, unprivate your account.
Unprivate and people will look. Instagram name is the Veranda Files, by the way.
And I've just followed you. There we go. Although I don't use Instagram that much, but I am hilarious. Z told me I'm hilarious because of my feedback score.
Because of your boob. And then you
boob.
There's a strong chance that that's going to go straight over Josh's head, Channel M. Anytime we make any song references, he's like, nope, no idea.
There is no chance at all that he's going to know what on earth a UB40 is. So there.
Josh is cutting his hair. He wouldn't let me do it. I offered.
I really want to cut my hair soon and dye it.
I've got a hairdresser's appointment, but I don't know when. I think it's quite a long time away.
See, there you go. Josh says, who's UB40?
Wednesday the 19th of May is the first time that my hairdresser could fit us in.
Oh, I'm just going to do my own again. Right, can I go now?
Yeah, you can go now. I need to go for a wee. I need to go and get the meat on the go. I need to go and pick my mother up. I need to go and buy potatoes. Kathy's just wandered in and we're leaving.
Sorry.
Thank you to the 222 of you who have put up with whatever this was this morning. Thank you to everyone who has Ko-fi'd either of us in the last week. Ko-fi, whatever it's called. The coffee link is underneath both of our videos on any channels. If anybody feels like chucking us a coffee, it's always appreciated, never expected. Thank you to everyone who has been supportive on my weight loss videos. Thank you to everyone who's watched anything that either of us put out over the last week. Thank you to those of you who can bother to sit and watch Lexx go, oh, sparkly things.
Fair point.
It's not just be bothered. People love it. There's so many people out there who don't think like I do. It's quite upsetting.
What then?
There will be waffle on Tuesday.
Am I still fat on Thursday?
Am I still fat on Thursday? And
what do you
do my own lines? Something else on Saturday. I have no idea what. I've got a fair idea what.
Oh, it's my nephew here. He's washing his hands and he's putting his hand in the sugar. What are you doing?
He's using the sugar to get the oil off his hands.
Pouring sugar all
over his hands so that he can get the oil off.
Yeah, but he's also poured sugar all over the floor and the counter now.
Yeah, because he's a bloke and they're shit at life.
He really is.
He's feeding your ants for you, isn't that kind?
Oh. See, look, what he's destroying the place.
Someone says, is he the rugby player? And I think he was dribbling when he said it.
No.
Different one. Not
different one. Favourite nephew.
Right. Let's go. Let's go.
Right.
Thank you for watching, everybody. Remember to thumbs up. If you haven't thumbs up now, otherwise we'll cry.
Yeah, maybe. And I might be on live a bit later. We'll see. We'll see how it feels.
I won't be. I'll be sitting feeding my mother. Not feeding. I mean, I don't have to spoon feed her, but I'll be with my mother.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody. Awkward way.
Bye.